So this person has asked, how do I set up this room for conversation and connection without a television? So let's take a look at the room. First of all, what I love about this space is you have a really open area, and we've got two options for a focal point. So first of all, I think it's great that you're saying let's not use a TV. So what that allows us to do is to use our focal points as they're intended to be used. So if we look at this space, you've got two different options for a focal point. Basically, the first is the fireplace. It's possibly the most obvious. However, there is a secondary potential focal point, which are these French doors that open onto what looks like maybe a small balcony. Without any further information as far as what they want to do with this space, I would say let's use the fireplace as the focal point. It's going to create more warmth and connection in the space. Taking a step back at the room, the first thing I notice is the ceiling is white. Now, they've talked about wanting to be cozy and intimate. They've painted the ceiling white probably because people say you should paint ceilings white. Well, let's not worry about that. So instead, what I would say is let's continue that green color all the way through to the ceiling. I think that will actually make this space feel cozier. So let's continue that green color through the space. Let's patch this up here. Okay. I think already you can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's going to make the space actually feel more open. It doesn't look like the ceiling is that high in this room given the height of the doors. So it'll actually make it look more seamless because it makes it harder for your eye to see the corner of the room. The next thing we want to do is talk about some furniture placement. So the very first thing I would do is we would do some couches and some occasional chairs. So usually what we could do a few things here. We could either do two-seater couches facing each other, or we could do some two-seaters and some occasionals. So I'm going to say let's do a two-seater couch just right here. A little couch, put some cushions on it, yada yada. And then facing back the other way, I would say let's do two occasional chairs, which are just going to kind of stick out there, and then potentially an occasional chair over here as well, which is going to stick out. This whole area needs to then be zoned off with a coffee table and a rug. So we can see this weird border all around. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm going to say let's continue. I'll do it in different colors so we can see it. I'm going to say let's do a rug which entirely encompasses the whole space. So every little bit of furniture needs to sit on that rug all the way around. And then coffee table is going to be in the middle. I'm going to go with something linear. So a rectangular coffee table, maybe a plinth coffee table with some beautiful books on it and some ornamentation, which is going to act as not only a practical place to put things, but it's also going to be like that center divide to the space. So what we've done here is we've created lots of symmetry. I'm not sure what's happening above the mantelpiece. It looks like actually maybe an old TV. So maybe I would put a beautiful mirror just on top of the TV to try and reflect some of that light. And then I'd be looking at either some sort of sideboard here that we go down the room with, or maybe putting some lamps or some plants here just to add a little bit of greenery. Not that we really need it with the wall color, but you know what I mean? Add a bit of life here, here and here. And then I would definitely consider putting some sort of lamps, some other way to light up this room to create some intimacy. The last thing we want to do in this space is to then have really harsh lighting. So maybe we'll put some beautiful lamps over here on our side tables or our sideboards. We might even want to put some artwork over on this wall. I think would be really nice. And perhaps a really nice central soft lighting chandelier that's just going to sit over the top of the whole thing. And I think that's going to give you a really functional and cozy space, just like you asked.